Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dropping Down from the Rafters podcast here on Tone and Entertainment. Today, joining me on the show is someone since our very first interview, which I think will be 1 year this Friday, which was at Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling 1 year ago. She's done a lot, so there is definitely a lot to talk about in the past year, plus what happened in the previous year. So let me introduce my guest at this time, the one, the only, the spicy quesadilla, Angelica Risk. Angelica, how are you doing?
What's good, Tony? I'm doing great, man. It's good talking to you. It's been a year, really? That's crazy.
It absolutely was, because I'll lead into that because our first interview, you were talking about going to WrestleCade and Ladies Night Out, and you were going to wrestling Jasmine Allure that particular weekend. And WrestleCade is pretty much 10 days out from now. And you are back at Ladies Night Out this year.
Yeah. We outside. Yeah, that is right. WrestleCade. It was a year ago. I remember talking about it. Yup.
So WrestleCade, I know Ladies Night Out, it's a big show. I mean, they've already announced some of the matches. I know they haven't announced your match as of yet, so I know there's not much we could talk about on that front. But let's talk a little bit about Ladies Night Out and the importance of an event like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's filled with a bunch of independent women wrestlers that are on the grind constantly and have done a lot already. So I think it's cool to see all of these women under one show and kind of see your favorites and see us, kick ass, doing what we do best.
And what
There's
I
a
love
long list. The roster, the whole who they announced, they have a lot of top players in there and a lot of up and coming people. So I think it'll be a great show. It'll be a lot of fun. It's gonna be spicy because Angelica Risk is out here, So
yeah, I was looking over the Instagram today and I'm like, it's stacked. I mean, pay-per-view worthy show, and that's just being honest. And it closes out. I mean, Ladies Night Out always closes out, from what I'm understood, the show wherever they're out. They kind of finish it out. And WrestleCade, they are closing out WrestleCade on that Sunday, the 3-day event.
Yeah, Sunday. Got to go out with a bang,
Yes. Well, speaking of making a bang, I mean, you've had already a busy week. It's only Wednesday already, and this past Monday, you got to do something which was really awesome. You were in a qualifying match for the WWE ID Women's Championship. Now, we know Lady Luck walked away with the championship, but you did go and you were in that match, and I did watch both matches. And it was such a great emotional moment for her. But I was also it was so great to see a lot of the ladies, especially yourself, who we've been following your journey over these several years, to be getting up, hitting that level, being that recognition of competing for the WWE ID Women's Championship.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor. And, all of those women were also unique in our own way. So I feel like bringing all these different styles and looks and type of fighting, you're going to end up with a show that just has a little bit of everything in it. And I got to work Lily Pescasita. She is a little powerhouse. And we went back and forth a little bit. So I got to chop her up real good. I got to work Laney Luck for a little bit. And, she went for head scissors. She reversed that. She's a strong girl, more 4'11". But I did kick her out of the ring. I did drop kick her out. So, yeah. Don't mess with me.
So your official height, like you just said, is 4'11" then?
Yep.
4'11", and you do such things at such a high level, and you've been in there with literally people that would tower me. Jade Cargill, for example. You've been in with some tall women, some big women,
yes.
And you still have no problem, going toe to toe with them. So when was it that you first realized that, that you had no, I guess, fear of who you were going to be competing against?
I mean, since I was a kid, I didn't give a damn. I really didn't. I was always the smallest one. And everyone would try me, and I'd always be like, yeah, go ahead, please try me, because I would always come out on top. So I've always carried that since I was a kid. My mom played a strong role in that because that's how she is. She's a single mother of, me and my siblings. So I think just having her um, just set an example of like keep going and like what you're capable of, and not letting anybody talk down to you and just doing your thing no matter what people say or do, or so I've always just kind of had that about me, and I always like challenges. It only makes me better. So um I don't care, I don't care. I'm out here to prove that I am the hardest hitter in the game. I'm the spiciest wrestler in the game. I am the big risk taker Angelica Risk. So that is why my name is Risk, because it's what I do. What is life without taking risk? I've always said that. I've always lived by that. So that is why, Risk is my name.
That kind of transitions me into like two different questions, but one I'll get the commentator during that match that you had this past Monday night. He said, I think Angelica enjoys getting into fist fights.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I love it. Yeah, lay it in. You know what I mean? Hit me hard, I'm gonna hit you harder. I like it. It fires me up. It's how I've always been.
Do you remember your first fight? Like real fight?
Yes. Yes.
So
What can I
how,
tell
how
you?
yeah, how did that go down?
Okay, I mean, so when I was a kid, I grew up around boys, right? I had stepbrothers growing up. I had my cousin. He was a guy. He was like a year and a half older than me, and he was bigger than me. So I was always getting roughed up, and I was just, naturally just we'd always play roughhouse, and then we saw wrestling, so we'd always wrestle each other. My mom would tell me, she's like, "You can roughhouse, but if you get hurt, don't come crying to me." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, okay, you got it." So I guess just having that since I was a kid, I've always just loved it. For some reason, I don't know. I think just because it is challenging and it is a way to like win and beat people. But aside from that, that's like kids roughhousing and whatnot. I was 13, like my first official fight was 13 against this girl. I guess say against this girl. I
You do have to
was.
clarify this.
I was. Long story short, we were in my house and she slammed the door in my face and I did not like that. So I opened the door and I came running at her. Da da da. At the time I had like a red and black flip phone. And I was like texting my mom, like, it's going down. I was like,
So
through my
you
phone.
pre-warned your mom before?
Yeah, my mom was at work. She actually came back home from work and was like, what the hell? But anyway, yeah, so I dropped the phone and we were punching, 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 and then she somehow like gave me her back, and I jumped on there, boom, started hitting her from the back, and then her friend came and tried to like separate us, and I was like, don't get in my business, you know what I mean? It only lasted like probably 40 seconds, at that. When you're like that young, it doesn't really last long, but yeah, no, I just didn't like the disrespect. There was I mean, high emotions, you know what I mean? 13-year-old girl, two people, like, but I wasn't gonna have it. But that was like my first like official like fight. And then, um, yeah, sometimes I would just be like, yeah, try me, please. And, yeah, I would just kind of get in them for fun. A
I'm
lot
gonna
of
say,
people
were you
would,
just
because
kind
a
of
lot of
looking for
people,
one?
yeah, well, a lot of people would be like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna show you. So I would, and I did, and people would put me over like, "Oh wow, like you're really about that," and I'm like, "Yes, I am."
I was gonna say, yeah, no, I could tell just from the attitude, the persona coming to the ring, like, Angelica Risk is Angelica Risk. Like there is, I think, a small line that may blend, the wrestling persona maybe from, the real one, right? When it comes to, your attitude of not taking shit and not,
Yes,
letting anybody step on you.
yes. My mom would tell me, she's like, "You can't be doing this, or you will be going to jail when you turn 18." And I was like, "Still did it, didn't go to jail."
Right. So is that what made professional wrestling just such a the kind of like the shining light for you, something to go towards?
Somewhat, yeah, because I mean, like I've just always loved it as a kid. The entertainment part and like the physical part, the storytelling, all of that kind of stuff. And so yeah, a little bit of violence and the entertainment aspect. I wanted to learn though, like the actual art of it. So of course I worked on my strikes and everything else. Um, but now I am confident in pretty much a lot of everything I do, that I'm going to lay it in. I'm going to lay it in. And I want people to do the same. You know, I'm not doing it to, well, I am doing it to be an asshole, but like, I'm just like, bring it. You know what I mean? Like, where's that fire? I know you want to hit something. Here is your chance. So yeah, it's all fun and games. You know what I mean? So.
Now, I've been doing interviews for 5 years now, so I've literally seen people have their very first matches, and you can kind of tell the confidence level from somebody who's walking out there the first several times to somebody who's been doing it for a couple years now. When was it that, the confidence level, because, I get a little behind the scenes stuff. I know your confidence level is, I would say 100% for when you go out there, when you're ready to do your shows. But when was it that you really felt like, this is clicking for me? I've got this. Like, this is what I'm meant to do.
Probably this past year and a half, like shortly after like the TCW shows, when it became One Fall for like the past, what is it? Probably like 8 months now.
Like April, we started like One Fall, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. I think that's when I started feeling more confident in myself, where I was like, I could go out there and if anything were to happen, like it'll be fine. Where before, you're kind of, you're like learning and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to go over everything in your head. But sometimes it's better just to like let go and like not stress about it. 'Cause it's more fun that way. You're in the moment. It's, something's going to happen in that ring. There's going to be fists flying either way. So, I would say though, with the One Fall shows really helped just being in front of that live crowd, all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it has to do with the amount of shows now that you're able to work on a consistent basis? Because you're literally working, I would say, at least minimum 2 shows a week now. Minimum, yes. I would say. Yeah. If not, yes. Sometimes 4 or 5, I see.
Yeah, on a good week. Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because whether it's the One Fall shows, I've seen you travel up to OVW, you pick up other bookings. Yes. I know you're going to California very soon here as well too. Plus, Ladies Night Out coming up in North Carolina. So it's like you're consistently booked, you're consistently on the move, and you're doing stuff. So I guess the repetitions and just having a place like One Fall that is running so many shows and the talent that you really get to work with on a consistent basis is some of the best women's wrestling period, I believe, in the country.
Definitely. I want to fight everybody. So
yeah. Bring it on. She is ready to fight everybody. Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let me bring up Cherry Bombs here. It says your entrance is one of my favorites in wrestling. How did you decide and how did you want to present yourself to the fans?
I just go out there and I don't know. I just kind of go out there and do my thing. I like to dance, I like to twerk, obviously. When I was a kid, even my mom and I would be in the middle of the living room and we would be playing music. We would be dancing. So I just kind of always love dancing and stuff like that. I'd be like rolling. I just, I guess it's a fun part of me. I like to have fun and all that, but when it comes down to business, I'm gonna handle business and stand on it at the same time. So yeah, the first couple, let's see, when I first started wrestling, I came out to Nicki Minaj Did It on them. It's just kind of like the mindset and, it's just a good like, and then I started coming out to Back That Ass Up. And that's just kind of where I probably twerked the most ever in life. But yeah, I like to flex. I just like to show off what I got. And that's really it. It's kind of just my inspiration. I just kind of like go out there and I'm like, blah, here's all my energy. You know what I mean? And then it calms me down somewhat. And then I go in there and then I'm like, all right, it's game time now. Like, I'm gonna reciprocate the energy the other person's bringing to me. So,
yeah, I was gonna say, let's talk.
The question.
Yeah, it does for me. I was gonna say, speaking of inspirations, I mean, we should talk about. You didn't mention also that you come out to Tupac Hit 'Em Up, and you also wear, the bandana and the hair as well too. It's always tied up, even when you're walking around casually. I've seen you just walk around, Yeah, representing that thug life there.
Yeah. I know. I love me some Tupac. Hit 'em up. That's I forgot. That's like the most current song that I'll come out to. And that one's just like it's kind of everything in one. It's like a little bit of cute and sexy, and then like I'm gonna kill you type thing. So I'm like the vibe just kind of matches. And I grew up off of Nirvana, Tupac, TLC, like Limp Bizkit. Like those are all just kind of like music that I grew up with and listened to since I was a kid.
The
So
good
all that just
stuff.
kind of,
The good
huh?
stuff. The good stuff,
Yes,
right? Heck
yes,
yeah.
yeah. And there's good music too, like the 2000s, So 2000s to like I would say 2015 for me has like a lot of good music where I can like go back to and I'm like, yes, timeless. Just depends on the mood.
Yeah, and that's what's good. That variety of music there is can bring you down to any way that you're feeling. So it's definitely good. I know I enjoy a good Limp Bizkit every once in a while and a good Tupac.
Right?
So it's like sometimes I need to chill
Yes.
out to some TLC and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
all good. It's a nice mix. Yeah. Let me ask you about the evolution of like even the last year, because I actually did replay our first interview today. I rewatched it back, and we talked about you getting in the fans' faces and you would say, "Shut up, old lady," and
Yes.
like they were yelling at you, and now you're a fan favorite at One Fall Wrestling. So like you went from like really being a antagonist to, I don't want to say a protagonist, because you're not necessarily a hero, because you have no problem leaving Isis Reed out there to defend for herself. You're not out there to save somebody. You're all about yourself. But you have, the evolution of Angelica Risk the past year has definitely changed from being, maybe a total bad lady to, having a little extra fun now.
I'm a little nice. I'm a little
Yeah.
nicer. I guess I've been in a good mood lately, so.
Maybe that's a short and simple answer. You're just in a good mood lately.
Well, if people are going to say something rude to me, I'm not just going to take it. I'm obviously going to say something to you. And
Right.
if you're not making noise for me, that's rude because I'm out here and I'm going to tell you to your face, and say whatever I think is on my mind. So, yeah, reciprocating energies. That's all.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's crazy how much everything has changed in a year.
Yeah.
And let's just kind of stick with local, like the promotions that we're at on a regular basis. When I first came to Turnbuckle, there were smaller shows. There were once, twice a month or so, or three times. And now they're every week. There's TV tapings every week. We did
Mm-hmm.
Center Stage, a huge show where some of the greatest
It
have
was lit.
performed in that building, from Sting to Ric Flair to Cactus Jack. Like just kind of take me through your mindset of kind of like where, you were, because essentially, I mean, I think it's fair to say TCW One Fall is kind of like your home base,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. Where you seen your home base from a year ago to where we are now here in November 2025?
It's grown a lot. It's grown a lot. One Fall's been all over Georgia. We're just running amok all over. We're constantly getting new fans. We're meeting new people. We still have our day ones from when we first were at Athens, Georgia. It was Athens. We were in Athens, Georgia for a while. And that maybe started off with like 20, 50 people on a Monday. Now it's like you could have a full show on a Monday, which is nuts, right? Even like the One Fall TV tapings, the tickets are reserved like the next day. Like that's it. And that's like 200 tickets. So it's really great that people are still sticking with us, are invested. They love us. We love them. I think it's great that we can go out there and share our energy with people and show them what we're all about. Despite whatever's going on in our lives and their lives, we kind of all just come under one building and we do the damn thing. And we just set these vibes off.
Uh,
Yes.
Daniel Garcia says, "Keep up the good work."
Oh,
So
thank you. That's what we
she,
gonna do out here. That's what we do, baby.
right?
Everybody putting in that work.
How do you keep up your energy level from working a job to, I mean, going to stuff like OVW is not a quick trip. It's it's a little bit of a drive from here in Georgia, and
It's only 14 hours.
it's only 14 hours, and then you come back, and then I see you, on Friday nights or Saturdays, and you're like, yeah, I just got back from a show, and now I got to wrestle again, and what's your process to keep up your energy level, your intensity?
I just love it. I got that love. I got that drive for it. I love it. Scientifically, eat some food, stay hydrated. You know what I mean? Give your body the nutrition it needs. But if you love it, you will. You'll do it, and it's all worth it. It's all fun because when you're out there, it's like. No, I've had matches before where I'm like running off of pure like fumes, and in my head, things seem so much bigger in my head. And I'll go back and watch a match and I'm like barely jumping. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like in my head, I felt like I was jumping through the roof so I don't like to. So yeah, if you're tired, definitely like eat the nutrition, get something in your system. Don't worry about being bloated or anything like that because you probably haven't ate anything in the past 24 hours. So, eat smart, have an apple, banana, yogurt, whatever. But yes, nutrition and just, got love for the game. That's what I do. And then afterwards, when you're done, then you go to bed and it's that much more satisfying.
How do you wind down from a night out? Because that's my thing. Like, okay, I'm not in the ring. I'm not a performer. I'm definitely not putting myself on the level of you girls and guys, right? But like, I bring a lot of energy and a lot of intensity to like what I do backstage. And when I leave, like I leave with a high, right? Like I have a lot of fun. We have good times. We cut good promos. And, even the drive home, then I'm like, sometimes it's hard for me to like kind of wind down from the night because I'm excited, right? Like we have good nights. We legitimately have a lot of fun at what we get to do. So is there any secrets to just like winding down at the end of the night after, beating the crap out of 2 or 3 other ladies that night?
You just gotta let it simmer down. Yeah, it's just adrenaline. Maybe everyone's different, but I know like I'm at least wired for like another 2-3 hours, because I'm like, oh, thinking about it and then just talking amongst like everyone else on the show, like, oh, that was freaking funny, da da da, that was dope, this was crazy, oh my gosh, that was gnarly. So yeah, it takes a while. I will, you can you can roll up. You can roll up and then you can chill that way and you can take a nice little bath, shower, pizza. That's good.
The pizza, yeah, I'll go with the pizza, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Carbs are so good after wrestling. Oh my gosh.
They are your friend. Yes, they are your friend. Yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to go back just to the kind of like the beginning here, because when you first started wrestling, you weren't Angelica Risk. You were Spencer
you're gonna say
Kitts. Yes, I'm going to say the name. So tell us about Spencer Kitts and why the Spencer Kitts name was dropped.
Yeah, why? Because I didn't know what I was. So I really liked the name. I thought that was a cute name. Pretty Little Liars had a Spencer in there, and I was like, that's a cute fucking name for a girl. Like, I like girls with girls with guys' names. I think that's just like so cute. And then so it's just like the first thing in my head. And then I got Kitts because so raccoons are my favorite animal. They're my spirit animal. And I was like, how can I was trying to make it personal. So in my head, I was trying to think of a way to like combine my uniqueness with this wrestling stuff. So Kitts is like what you call a baby raccoon. So essentially, I was like baby raccoon Spencer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just ew. Yeah, I only wrestled by that name probably for like one match, and that was my first debut match.
That's all I could find. It was for one match.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I overthought it because when I came up with Angelica Risk, it was my first AEW loop, my first dark match, everything, and you needed to have a name. And I was like, I'm not going by this name. Like I don't want to be solidified as this. So like I didn't even think about it. I was writing it down and I was like, Angelica. Angelica is my real name, my middle name. And then risk, because I've always said what's life without taking risk. And so it's like I almost like overthought stuff, or I don't know. I really just didn't know at the time, but when it came down to it, I just like wrote it like it was natural. I was like, I was like, oh, that's me. That's me. So that's how I came up with the whole name Angelica Risk. And Angelica, it means Spanish, or it doesn't mean Spanish. It means my brain's going too fast for my mouth. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I've been there before too, so it's okay.
Yeah, right. Just keep rolling with it. They'll never notice.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. And they replay it and replay it. They're like, she doesn't know what she's saying. But it means angel in Spanish. And my mom had me at a very young age, and she felt like, I was her little angel. So that's why I was given the middle name Angelica. And so it was just more meaningful. Like it meant something to me, more personable. I feel like if you are in wrestling, and you have a name and you have a cool story behind it, I like that. I'm kind of a deep person, low key, like everything will have a meaning, like, or a little meaning to me, or whatever, either if it's on my gear or like just my name or just like whatever, a little makeup even. That's what's cool about wrestling too. You can kind of just express your own little ways and yourself through these actions and through these looks and how you move, how you talk, stuff like that. You'll do it with
Absolutely.
purpose.
Yeah, somebody actually asked me, I was on somebody's podcast about 6 months ago, and they were like, well, I've never wrestled, I've never been in the ring, but they're like, oh, if you had to pick a wrestling name, what would it be? Of course, my wife does not like this name, but I'm like, well, my name would be AJ Scorpion, right? Because
Okay.
my name's Anthony John, so AJ, and then
Yes.
Scorpion because Sting is my favorite wrestler of all time. So it kind of has some attachment, just like the podcast is dropping down from the rafters. It pays homage to 97, 98 Sting from dropping down. The excitement that I felt as a youngster, like that's what I wanted to bring out. So like even my little names here, like pay homage to something that is personable to me. That like gets me excited when every time I say dropping down from the rafters, like I see that image of Sting coming down to beat up the NWO. So like I get like where I feel like it's very important for everybody to have that little thing that they can really attach themselves to. And just a little piece, even if people don't really understand it, it means a lot to you and to whomever is saying it. So I like the name is awesome. Like, first off, Angelica Risk is a badass name, to begin with. But I like the personal touch and the meaning behind it. And it does give you that little extra something, like when you say the name Angelica Risk, boom, it brings out extra emotions because it is personable.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you could set yourself apart from other people just by how you present yourself. So just do you, do you. Hopefully you're not boring.
Yeah. The rule number 1 in wrestling, don't be boring. Yeah.
But even so, like, that's what's cool about wrestling too. You can kind of break your own barriers within yourself. And it's like the bigger picture, like I would tell you this whole journey has locked so much within me and like life. Just like outside the ring, like it's brought so much more clarity and meaning to my life and just things that I've gone through and matches that I've had and experiences that I've had through wrestling for like it'll be 5 years. So I started training in January of 2021, had my first match in March, so it'll be 5 years, January or March. And I'm grateful for like everything that the grind, the ups and the downs. Like I've traveled the whole United States with close people that are now my family. And before, I kind of had a wall up, didn't really trust anybody, that's just how you are. And I'm able to like just bring my walls down and be comfortable with people and just be myself around certain people, and it's great. I think it's wrestling family's so grateful for my wrestling family.
Yeah, it's really crazy the world that behind the curtain and everything that really goes on. I don't think anybody would ever, if you tried to explain it, nobody would get it unless you actually, and that's what I've experienced the last year by working with y'all, doing these backstage stuff, because before I was kind of like a podcaster that would come into the shows. Like when I first showed up at TCW, I wasn't really involved. I wasn't in the background. And like, I've seen like this whole new world, and like it's just such an incredible journey. Like, and it's just, you know, I took the risk as well too. So I have leave no risk behind, so
No.
yeah, it's been a really cool journey. Let me ask you about when you first started going, because you trained at the Nightmare Factory.
Mhm.
And so you walk in there and you're being trained, from what I can tell was like QT and Glacier, right?
QT, Glacier, Cody
And
Rhodes.
Cody.
Yes. Yes.
So you're working with, again, two guys who are doing it, at a super high level still, and then Glacier was a guy from WCW days that I absolutely love watching. I've met him. I've interviewed him. He's such a great guy. He was at our show in June. Such a great guy. Tell me a little bit about like training with each of the three of them and kind of like what you got out of it from them.
I mean, first and foremost, when I went there, I was like, play it cool. And it was super nerve-wracking at first. I could not even put someone and lock up and put them in a headlock. Like that's how like nervous I was. And then just like it's so unnatural to do. Like you're using your left side or your right, and your right. Like there's specific ways and fundamentals you have to do. So it was like just different. And then having them watch me, I'm like, oh. But I look back now, I'm like, no, like everybody sucks. They are fully expecting you to suck, so it's okay, And then what was your question again? I kind of got sidetracked
Oh,
about the
just
whole.
the experience that you got from each of the three coaches.
Yes. Okay. So, um, from fundamentals and everything, psychology, all that, QT Marshall's had a very, I mean, it's coached me since I was like a baby. Um, they really, the first day, him, Cody, and Glacier, they all like pretty much laid down the law, kept it real, answered any questions, told us about etiquette, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Um, they told us to get in the ring the first time. And oh, I will never forget this. QT always says, he's like, if you can't listen to a direction in wrestling, you'll never make it. So that's like one thing I've always carried with me since like day one. It's like if it's like a simple direction, like if you can't take it, then you're not ever gonna make it. And I was like, yes. Glacier, he always had these stories from WCW and just like humbling stories and just like reminding me to just be modest and you know never, I mean, not that I'm like a shitty person, but just like basically, hey, don't be a shitty person. And people work hard and use their hard-earned money to watch wrestling. So like, like go ahead and give back to that. Don't be, an asshole. um, but he's shared so much of his like old locker room stories. Cody Rhodes, he's kind of like the big brother that you want to be like when you grow up. um, One of the things that he's told me was to never get frustrated in the industry. So that was when I was in camp too. I've always like kind of kept that too. Was like, don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. Like stay the course. And then Billy Gunn came into play probably like my second year of training. And that was just a whole game changer. Like seriously. I went from like being like, oh, let me like get out of like Billy Gunn's way so he doesn't like murder me to being like taught by this guy and just there was a real confident booster with that because once again, I was crap. I still have more to learn, but like when he came in, it was 2 years in, you're not great. And I just kind of like in my head when I would enter a big match, I'm just like, you know what? I've literally shit the bed in front of all of these guys, Billy Gunn, QT Marshall, Glacier, and Cody Rhodes. Like, there's nothing to be nervous about right now. Calm down. I would just kind of like, that's one of the things that I would always tell myself when I get real nervous and, just like, ee. Now I get nervous, but I'm kind of like, oh, man, like, this is going to be good, nervous. You know what I mean? Like, this going to hit so hard. So it's, and just everything with, like it's so many different flavors, but it's all just like the one thing in common is just like I don't know, it makes sense, right? And then the coaching is just amazing. It's they just tell you like how it is. And I'm trying to I'm trying like not to like repeat myself in what I say. It's just great, and it's so fortunate that I have these guys. Even QT with his one fall shows. So I was going to OVW last year like all the time. Like I literally drove my car into the ground till I had no more miles left on it. And it took me a while to actually save up and get another car. So I was like, dang, like I can't like take these bookings anymore. You know, I can't like take all like I'm not gonna be able to like work like how I used to work. But with QT's one fall shows, it's just that constant shows on a weekly. I was able to get my reps in, and I'm so thankful for these one fall shows, because without that I would be like a year behind. You know what I mean? So shout out to QT for doing this for us, for all of us. There's nothing in the world that if any of those guys needed me to do anything, I would, no questions asked, you know, like they have done so much for me, and they always like have, not only mine, but, you know, several, like all of our backs. So I can't thank them enough. All of them. So amazing.
Yeah. Now
Mm-hmm.
you are in 5 years into this, and you know, you do go back to the Nightmare Factory, and you know, you're kind of helping the next group of ladies, you know, come up. So when they're seeking advice from you, like what are the tips that you're giving them? What are some of maybe the questions that they're asking you?
Tell them just have fun with it. You got to have fun with it. And I literally just tell them things that like I've heard my coaches tell me throughout the years, you know, and it's all just stuff that like if I could pass on good knowledge, like I would like to share that with girls. And you know, I want people to have fun, be safe, but I want them to like bring it, you know, bring it. We do actually have two girls, Cameron Cash and Riley Judah. They're probably like our newest like Nightmare Factory girls, and One Fall girls. I think they're Cameron's a little over a year, and Riley Judah's almost about to hit that year mark. And so it's cool just to, excuse me, work with them. And um it's weird to be like the older one, right? It's weird to be like that because I feel
It's
like,
like you're kind of like the veteran for the ladies in
yeah, I
some
know it's weird.
degree. You know, you and Hyena are like have been there because if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, she was in like the same class as you as well too. Is
Yep,
that
that's my
correct?
girl,
Right?
man.
Right? Yeah. You two have
Hmm.
beaten the crap out of each other. Have you
Yeah,
fought anybody more than Hyena Hera?
probably Robin Renegade.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Robin
So those
Renegade.
two
And
have the most smacks on their
yeah,
backs, probably the
yes.
most imprints of anybody.
Dude, when I first started, Robin Renegade was so like stiff. So I was like, this is how it is, okay. But it was cool though. Remember, like it's fine. We've beaten each other up since day one. So we love it.
Yeah. Can you tell me the satisfaction you get when you lick up the hands and you give the big smack? I mean, from our perspective, it looks like it's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it is. So it's because you hit them right. You're like, oh, you know, I know that hurt, and the people are like, oh, and you're like, yes,
Mm.
yes, that was. Chop her back in half.
I was gonna say, I know some people have done like things at conventions where like, you know, they allow them to the wrestler to chop them or something like that.
I'll
Is any
charge for my chops. I'm
I
gonna
was, I
charge
was
them
gonna say,
crazy.
I think they do. I think maybe, I mean, I
Oh,
can't speak for anybody, but I've seen several wrestlers like
yes,
I think Sammy has like chopped somebody or stuff before at conventions, and
yes. Let's do
so
it.
so you would charge for that? Is there like a waiver that people got? We got to get this signed, or
Yeah, don't
just
sue me.
yeah, no, so,
Get that on record, first of all.
yeah, be like, yeah, you got a video record. I will not sue you for this, and
Yep.
then you charge. Okay, so you would
Yes.
charge for. I think there's some money to be made there. I think
I
people want to
think
get
so.
beat
I don't
up
know
by
why I
you.
haven't thought of this. What the heck? I guess
Right,
like when we're on your fifth year, you just start learning business more. I guess you know. So you're like,
right,
oh, okay, money,
right.
money, money, money.
It's cheaper than bringing merch and everything. You just smack
Yeah,
people
yeah. I
for
gotta all that
$50 or
shit.
whatever your price point is. I don't want to lowball you with your price or overcharge, but you know we gotta.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know, maybe like, because it's all worth it. $50.
Yeah, I think so. I think
You know.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Maybe
church.
maybe like 20 in the front and 50 in the back. 25 in the
Oh,
front and 50 in the back. I need a marketer. Is it a
oh,
marketer?
yeah, you need like a
Yes.
marketing expert. Yeah, I'll
I
call
need
one for
yeah.
you. Yeah, we'll get one for you.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
get with my
well,
marketing
we're
expert.
gonna
I'm
see what
like,
the market goes for like being smacked and chopped. Yeah, Cherry Bomb
yeah.
says she loves that move, so I think she's your first customer.
Okay, sign up. I'll send you my cash app.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, all forms of payment are definitely accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Angelica, you come out to the ring, you're full of confidence. You say, you ain't scared of nobody. You ain't gonna. But what does scare Angelica Risk? Do you have any phobias?
I don't like feet. I'm not scared of them, but I don't like feet.
Okay.
And I've had feet all up in my face. I have Marina Shafir's feet.
Oh, yeah. She wrestles barefooted, so yeah.
Yeah. And I
Why?
tell her, I'm like, why are you gonna put them crusty feet on? And she's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. Backfired. But let me see. I just don't like they stink. But I'm not scared. Let's see if I'm scared of something. I don't know. I get like little like mini like episodes, where I'm like, oh my God, did I leave the stove on? I guess like stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, yeah. For fear of burning down your house or something. That could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I have my dog here, so I worry about like my dog and her getting into trouble because she's like me. She's little, but she like will buck at anyone and fight any big dog. So I guess I worry about her like getting into trouble. So I'm like, um, yeah, just stuff like that. Um,
So pets are like their owners then.
they are. Sheesh. She is like sometimes when she's acting too crazy, I'm like, "Why are you acting crazy?" And I'm like, "I'm acting crazy. All right,
Right.
let's chill out."
Now you are a regular, obviously to One Fall, to a bunch of other different promotions, but when you get those calls to go to AEW to do Ring of Honor, does it add just like extra excitement? What is the satisfying feeling of getting those messages that when it's time to come and perform on big stages like that?
It's pretty satisfying because it's cool. It's a good experience, and I know a lot of people there. So it's just like, oh, cool. I guess I have a day to like hang out and maybe kick some ass. Cool. Um, so yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, get to look cute, you know what I mean? Dress up a little bit, maybe take some cute little selfies or photos, whatever, and kind of shoot the shit until it's game time. So
Mhm.
that's the dream. That's
Yeah.
the dream. We're be creative, so it's dope. I
Yeah.
love I love when I get to go over there and do any kind of work.
You have lots of fans that come and cheer you on, and like I said, you've kind of turned over a new leaf in the past year, and they're not so much booing you, they're cheering you. So I feel like
Yeah.
maybe more are coming up to you and taking photos and pictures with you, because I mean, I was scared of you the first time I met you. I thought you were going to beat me up too as well
I
during
was
that.
pretty rude to you.
You
I
said my
was
outfit
hot
was
that
from
day.
Goodwill, and you were like, I'm gonna.
I know.
You found out you weren't getting paid for that interview and
Yeah,
this one
bro.
too. Yeah. So, but I see a lot of fans. There's a lot of people that post pictures like after the show. I always see a bunch of pictures show up from the show. You're in a bunch of pictures with people. So if anybody comes up to you and kind of asks you, for like advice of getting in the professional wrestling world now that you've been in this for 5 years, what's some of the best advice you could give somebody that really has just thought about it but has never done it?
Go sign up at the Nightmare Factory if you want some legit training. That's what I tell them.
There's a huge difference between going to a wrestling school and then going to somewhere like the Nightmare Factory.
Hmm. Yeah, because they just, like I said, they lay like, I mean, I've never trained anywhere else besides the Nightmare Factory, but it's just so fortunate. I was having this discussion with a couple girls like this, like a couple days ago, because I asked about the Nightmare Factory, and just to have these kind of people behind your back and um give it to you straight and not, because there's a lot of good in wrestling, but there's a lot of like carny motherfuckers out there too. So you're safe, you're in a safe place just to learn wrestling. Like that's what it is. So and there could be a lot of opportunities uh if you do that work, so that's always good. um and yeah, it's a safe place. because I know, and they like have helped like me realize like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not so great. This person, I'm gonna take what they say with a grain of salt, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, go sign up with the Nightmare Factory and just beware of people that try to take advantage of you or your money or whatever, you know. So I know a couple people that have like not had the great experience, so it's just like, damn. Yeah, it's not good.
You brought up Carney mother effers, and
You're not gonna say
so
it?
yeah, well, I'm trying to behave a little bit,
I
you
know, me
know.
too. I have not cursed that much
It
on
has to
here.
come off like natural, like
But
I
that's
don't
what
know,
they are.
like
They make me so mad. Carney people
yeah,
make me so mad that I'm like, y'all are motherfuckers. Like, come
yeah.
on.
Well, have you ever shown? You don't have to mention any promotions or anything, but have you ever shown up to? I mean, I know the world of independent wrestling can be quite crazy, and maybe you show up for something, it wasn't what you essentially you thought you were signing up for. Have you ever found yourself at a situation at a particular show where you're like
Yeah.
yeah
Yep.
how do
And
you handle something
oh,
like
they're
that?
like, oh, the money's not going through on my end. I'm like, oh, well then I guess we're not gonna wrestle because it was bad energy too. You know what I mean? Like bad energy in locker rooms. You can kind of sense that. And you didn't sign a contract. You know, so yeah, there was like one time in particular where I was like, dude, you know, and people like couple wrestlers like flew like drove to the show and it's just they left. Like, you know, there's a bunch of people that left that show because money wasn't getting we were gonna get paid. And you know, of course that's not all about money, but it's like when you tell someone something and then you don't do it and you're like, I want you to do all this, and you're like, what? So but that was more so like in the early on days. Like I feel like you have to meet those people so you can realize, and you know, it's kind of like street smarts at the same time, but you know, it
Yeah, I
is
think
what it is.
I was gonna say I think a lot now is kind of easy to determine because I see, again, without mentioning any promotions, like I see just flyers out there, and I'm like, if your flyer doesn't even look presentable to like an online person, right? Like, would I even go to your show to begin with? So even
Mhm.
like think about working, because I think the first thing, and One Fall's got the super high quality flyers now in places
Mhm.
like you've even wrestled down in CCW down in Florida, and like I think the presentation right away is a good indicator. I think for maybe some advice for some wrestlers, not saying that if somebody has a bad flyer, it's not a good
Yeah,
promotion, but like it's obvious, it's often a good indicator, I think, a lot of times of like,
yeah.
okay, is
You
it
can,
going to be worth my time? Right.
yeah, like just throw a filter on there real quick. Like put some effort into it. If you're not putting
Right.
effort into your product, why? You're not gonna put any effort into anything, and you know what I mean? It's just weird.
Yeah. My home promotion, essentially where I was covering the most before I moved to Georgia was CCW down in Florida.
I love
Before I
that
moved
place.
up here. Yeah. So tell me, I believe you've been down there at least two times, wrestled
Mhm.
for CCW. So your experiences working with CCW.
Great. Yeah, I've been to Orlando, Florida, and Kissimmee, or it's Kissimmee, Florida, I think is where they have it.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I've done some of those shows and some other Nashville shows. I recently was in not Venice Beach, Vertigo Beach, I think is what it's on. Vertigo
I,
Beach, not
I
in
think it's
Florida.
over on like the Tampa-ish area. I think they're over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I had a
Yeah.
match there recently against Nikki Blackheart, their champ. And that was an amazing match. I think she's only been in the game for a little over a year, maybe two, I'm not sure. And she's like, she's with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She's with it. I was unsuccessful, but I did beat the dog crap out of her. So
She took home a souvenir. Yeah.
she took home some of my little marks on her, you know. But yeah, great gal. She's a gal's gal too. There's a I like meeting like people that are just with it and like are good people, you know,
Right.
because then I'm like, yes, that just makes it even more fun. Like she picked me up from the airport. And we drove 2 hours to the show, and legit we were just talking like back and forth and like almost like finishing each other's sentences. Like I was like, oh my god, we're fucking friends. Like that's so cool. So I got a lot of love for her, and I think she's gonna do great. That match hasn't been out yet, but you do have to keep an eye out for that one because really, really proud of that match and what we did and accomplished there. It's a lot of fun.
I was gonna say, I know she's booked for Ladies Night Out too, so hopefully
Yes.
maybe there's a possibility. I would like to see you two tag up. I think you two would cause a
Yeah.
lot of ruckus there.
Yeah, because she's like big and strong, you know what I mean? And I'm like the tiny, like spicy one. Like I would get us in so much shit. And she would have to just like she'd be with it though, you know, she'd be
Yeah.
so with it.
Well, I think if
Yeah.
anybody, any two ladies could take those titles away from Cameron and Riley, it could be you two.
Right. To throw some jewels on there.
Yeah. Well, I did see Riley, or no, I saw Cameron use the belt on Monday and literally knocked out Riley's opponent with it. So I mean, I think those belts are officially legit now. I mean, those things are.
Uh, it's
Although you threw them in the
legitness.
garbage, but I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
why.
Get a paper cut or something.
Hey, that can
Yeah.
hurt more. That can hurt more than a punch sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like if they were to try to hit that over me, because I'm such a hard head, it would just break. So they should just keep their little paper belt away from me.
So no aspirations of taking the titles off of them.
Well, maybe just to like rub it in their face.
Ah, okay.
Because they could
See,
be like annoying. You know what I mean? They could be so annoying. So you want to be annoying? Take it away from you.
Cherry Bomb says, "No, I love those belts. She doesn't want to see them broken." I appreciate the creativity. There's not a lot of originality in wrestling nowadays, but I want to give them a shout out because the first time I saw those belts, I was like, "I'm digging this." You know, Fantasy. I'm digging. Like I'm digging a lot of the
Yes.
originality that's coming out of One Fall and just the independent circuit altogether. So
I do admire the pizza grease stain on the belt.
yes.
I do admire that. I think that's probably like the best part about it. They spelled champion wrong though.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't get it proofread. And if you spell it wrong, you can't go back and change it in
I
the
think
computer.
Cameron proofread Riley's, and then that just kind of like was not great. Yeah, it says
they,
tampon,
they are
so
a
I like to call them
beautiful
tampon.
oh my
Tag
god.
tampons.
I'll leave that for you.
Yeah,
They're a
it's not
beautiful.
a bad word. You can say
No,
it,
I
Tony.
know. Okay. They're just a beautiful
Tampon,
disaster.
tampon, tampon.
Go, go, go.
Go, plug it up.
With that
All
being
right, let's get
said,
back on track. This
yes,
is crazy. This is nuts.
this is the first time I've ever had that discussion ever on a podcast, by the way.
Yeah, you know,
But we're
I
gonna
say a
go
lot
there.
of risky things out
You
here.
do,
I'm
you
Angelica
do.
Risk for a reason.
You do. But I do appreciate the beautiful disaster that what they've got going on there, and I appreciate anything original.
For sure.
You've been doing this for 5 years. You said you've wrestled Hyena and Robin probably the most. Is there like a standout match beside, because we've seen you wrestle, Isis on a regular basis and the regulars, but outside of like the regular core, is there like a real match that really stands out for you that you're really proud of?
Yes, I have a lot of them. I would say like my most recent matches. I faced Deonna Purrazzo on Ring of Honor. I thought that was like, I felt really good about that one. In it and calling it, and Deanna's just another gal's gal, so that was dope. Um, Red against Red Velvet, my second one, not the one that was 3 minutes. The second one was good too, just because she's spicy, I'm spicy, so well, you put those in there, you come up with some hot shit.
You mix it all
Um,
up, you get a bacon,
yeah,
definitely.
right. You stir
Yeah.
it, yeah, you stir
You
it up,
sure
and
it?
you
Yeah.
put some spiciness in there, yeah. Uh, so there's those ones, and then honestly, like the one against Nikki Blackheart, like that was a really good match. Just because she's so strong, so I was able to like do some of like my high risk moves. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
And she was able to just like, take it. So I really like those ones. I know there's like the this is like an old match, and this is with Robin Renegade. Oh my gosh, and I even think I can't say anything for spoilers, but my one fall match, um, with my oh God, I don't want to spoil anything.
Coming soon.
But my
Your
most
one.
recent one fall match that hasn't aired yet.
On TV, coming soon. Yes. Okay.
Yes, that really proud of that one too with who it was with, and it was it was dope as hell because we had both QT and Jay Lethal be pretty hands on with it, and it was just so cool to like be like handled with like our match being hands on like that by Jay Lethal and QT, because it's just like um help us learn and things like that. um
Can you explain kind of like, I mean, we've talked about QT, but I've recently got to see the mastermind that is Jay Lethal. Like, it's absolutely incredible. And like,
yes,
yeah, the tips that he's been able to give you and like some of the just, things to work with, your tools.
it was all like a lot of little things like with emotion and like almost kind of like a little chaos here but a little chaos here, but like then you do this, making everything mean so much more, and just like um yeah, a lot of little things. And he like watched us kind of go over like our stuff, and he was just able to be like this, that, this, like just yeah, a lot of little things though. It was a lot of little things that people don't think of that mean so much.
Is it easy for you to take? I mean, I know, QT had mentioned to you, to, kind of like listen and take it all in and not, be afraid to, you have to listen, in order to
Yeah.
get better. I know it's something I struggle with. I can personally say that it's hard for me sometimes to because we're so set in our ways, right? We've done things our way for a while. We have ways that we think they should be done. Is it hard for you to take those things sometimes, and because you think that, or you just like
No.
you're just that sponge that can just turn it all around? Yeah,
Yes. I want to be like them.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I want to be like them though. They're, you know. Uh, and then also like I want to be that for the younger girls and the younger people coming up. I want to direct them correctly and not, you know, like I don't want to mess up the game, make it
Right,
make it crap. So,
right.
but no, anything, any kind of like advice I could get, any kind of critique, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the stuff is like stuff you don't even think about, you know? So it's like, oh, and then even if it is something that like you've maybe learned in the past, but like you don't use it all the time, and it's a good reminder to hear, like, that's what coaches are for.
right.
They're here to tell you, like, do better. Here's how you become better. Mhm.
Well, you're definitely killing it out there. Some of the most fun I have is, when we get to do our promos at the show. I
Yes.
always enjoy whether you're yelling at me or scratching my face or,
Oh my God, my nails were so long that day. Yeah.
But it's
You
part
should
of
have
the
put like a
game.
bandit on there like Nelly.
this was my war scar. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, that's the most beat up I've ever gotten. Hopefully that it'll stay that way as well
Yeah.
too. But I always enjoy working with you. I always enjoy watching your matches. Not only am I somebody that gets to work with you on a regular basis, but I'm a fan as well too. Like I legitimately like going out there, even if I don't have anything to do in the back, or if I do, I try to come out there and watch your matches. I try to watch everybody's matches, but like I'm a fan and as well too. So I enjoy what you're doing. You're doing great stuff. And I definitely want you to, keep up the great work. Not that I have to say, but you're on the right track. And I know I've told you this before. I'm like, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it. And I know a lot of times it's just timing, but I do believe big things are definitely in the future for Angelica Risk.
Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate you saying those kind words to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now I know we've talked about WrestleCade coming up. You have a show out in California. What
Mhm.
stuff would you like to plug at this time?
So, yes, I will be at WrestleCade, LNO, November 30th. Don't know the match yet, but be on the lookout in the title match, Instagram and Twitter to
Are
see.
you only there for one day this year or only on Sunday, right?
I'm only there on Sunday. I
Okay.
may pop in on I may pop in. I don't know. But I will be there Sunday for sure. Um, and then December 5th is out in California. Big time wrestling. I will be facing Burt Vixen. Someone who I am actually looking forward to wrestling because she comes with it. And she's another strong girl. So I love me some strong girls. Um, it's gonna be for that championship, so you might see a new champion. Uh, yeah, there's those. I felt like there was something else too. I know there's another one coming up.
Well,
Gosh, it's like so.
we got
Whenever I
regular
get asked
one
these
fall shows.
questions,
Yeah.
I like freaking go blank, and then
Yeah.
I like afterwards, I'm like, that was it.
That's all right. I know there's one fall shows on Thursday,
One fall shows on
tomorrow, and
Thursday.
Saturday this week. So
Nice.
and regular one fall shows all the time.
Mhm,
Every
mhm,
week there's
mhm.
something that they can see you at. So you do have a lot of stuff coming up. And one last question I do have for you: how spicy do you like your quesadilla?
Oh, the spiciest level 10.
Level 10.
Yes.
Yeah, bring
Throw
the
some green
heat.
chili on top of that too. Throw some like some sauce on there, and then throw some green chili on there. It's the bomb.com.
Okay, is it only to like when you start shedding tears? Is that when it's hot enough?
No, I don't even shed tears.
No, okay.
No, I don't even shed tears.
So you haven't made your match when it comes to the spice then?
No,
No, okay,
no.
okay. All right.
Mm-mm. Maybe we should do like a spicy contest of some sort. Then I'll be like, what I get myself into. But I don't know. That'd be cool. I don't
Well,
know.
it sounds like you already have probably a leg or two up around over most people if you're already like
Yeah.
at level 10 and you're not being phased by it. So
Yes.
most people can't probably get past 5 or 6. So I think you're okay.
Yeah.
So, so you could get through the tournament for a while there. I think you're
Yeah,
good.
right. My mom
Yeah.
would feed me a bottle of chili when I was a baby. Just
Ah,
kidding.
okay. Cherry Bombs wants a spicy contest, of course.
Yeah, I feel like cherry bombs pretty spicy themselves.
Oh yeah,
They
big
might be
time.
level like 15 at this point.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, where can people follow you at, or is there anything else that you would like to touch on while we have you here?
You know what? Nothing to touch on until I get out of here and I'm like, oh wait, let's
I
touch
have
on
these
this.
like 12 other things to talk about. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, my Instagram is one spicy quesadilla or Angelica Risk. Type in, I'll pop up. My ex is Angelica Risk. Simple. I don't really have any other social medias.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
that is.
That's all you need. And then you can follow, all the other promotions that you're working for. They've all got plenty of stuff coming up. You can watch our interviews on the One Fall Wrestling
Yes.
Instagram. So you got that going on.
Keep
That's
up with the One of W Instagram and Twitter and
yes.
Facebook because you don't want to miss an announcement. We always have different people coming through. You never know who's going to show up at One Fall Wrestling. We've
That's for
had,
sure.
yeah, so we've had a lot of fun these past couple of shows. So you never know. Keep an
It,
eye out
it
for that.
It is definitely crazy. Yes, you never know who's going to be. Just because they're not on the flyer or they're not on the match card doesn't mean they're not going to be at the shows. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As for us here on Tone and Entertainment, we will be at One Fall tomorrow night as well, doing some more interviews, and we will also be at WrestleCade on Sunday as well too. So that's
Nice.
the
Where
next
is
two.
it? Where is Tone Entertainment gonna be at? What show?
Ladies
Just in
night
the
out.
hall, the
You know
city
how I
halls?
roll. No, we're gonna be at Ladies night out. Wait.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be
That'll
out
be
there.
cool.
We're gonna be out there. We're gonna be running around. We're gonna be doing our WrestleCade thing. We will be going to Ladies night out, more info and stuff. Just keep tuned to Tone In Entertainment. You'll see what's going on. Because just like we can't talk about everything that's going on, but just stay tuned because we got good stuff
Okay.
coming up. That's all I can say. So
I'm here a little bit.
definitely cool stuff coming up. Well, Angelica, it was a pleasure having you on and having like a real interview with you. And other than I enjoy our 1 minute promos backstage, but it's good to have a good conversation and get to share your story and get it out there. So definitely appreciate your time.
Hey, I appreciate you having me and letting me tell my story and BSing with you. It's always fun.
Absolutely.
And everybody who tuned in and who's gonna watch this, thank you so much. Like, appreciate you. All my risk takers out there, keep taking risks. You know what it is. And let's get risky. Risky. Ah!
And with that being said, guys, thank you for watching either live and on demand. And if you haven't already, make sure you're following Angelica Risk on all her socials and good stuff and watching the matches and all that good stuff. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can stay tuned in here to Tone Entertainment for future videos. It's down there somewhere. Hit it now.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.